What is up, everybody? I'm NoLucksGiven, and today we are going to be taking a look at my very first King Midas win. Sorry to spoil it, but King Midas is a really tough hero to win with, and on the most recent patch, they actually gave it 5 additional health. This is still going to be on the patch where it's got 40 health, but we were still able to put together a win, so I was super excited. As I showed in my patch notes breakdown, King Midas is the lowest average placement among heroes, but not only is it a low average placement, it's not like Trophy Hunter where you win or you lose. You just kind of lose a whole bunch with King Midas. It's really not great for a number of reasons, but we wind up getting a pretty decent start with Happy Little Tree being one of the best early Midas pickups because we can easily upgrade that and start to get a really high health unit. And then we also have this Forbidden Fruit, which normally would do a lot in terms of making sure that we don't lose our first combat, or second combat rather. However, we're going to be playing up against Cursed King, so they're also going to have access to 3 units if they want it, and they do have 3 units, but we get the first attack against a Sherwood Sure Shot, my opponent, with some interesting lineup there, and that's going to allow us to win the combat and slay. And then we've got the option to pick up a Happy Little Tree. We're definitely going to want to pick that up. And then I think I am going to wind up rolling at least once and trying to pick up some other units. This game really wants me to play some Minotaurs, but I think Kitty Cutpurse is pretty good. If we can get those slays with Kitty Cutpurse, we get to bring a lot of gold into the next turns. And this will be a 3-2. Slay, 1 additional gold. I think that Kitty Cutpurse is definitely worth upgrading over the Minotaur. Minotaur isn't really worth it, but I think what is worth it here is actually locking this shop. It's kind of weird to lock the shop going into 3.0 because we're denying ourselves some opportunities there, but Midas can get treasures, so Cindy's pretty good. If we get this Slay, we're going to have 7 gold next turn, so we can pick up the Humpty Dumpty, then we can pick up the... wow, that was really good. Yeah, winning that 50-50 allows us to not take any damage. Would have had to take 5 damage otherwise, plus we get that 2 extra gold. So we get the Humpty, we get the Lonely, we get the Cindy. The Cindy flips the Lonely, and then we also get to take this for glory. And we might win this combat now, so we even might get an additional tier 3 unit totally for free. So definitely feeling really good about this one. We added a ton of stats to the board, plus we are playing a full 6 units with 2 of them upgraded. I mean, it's not a full 6 units, it's 6 units. We're missing 1. But a 210, that is still quite good at this stage of the game, especially. That is going to account for at least 2 units, and then the Frog Prince also going to be able to do some work, and Kitty Cutpurse is also going to get a slay. So a lot of things go very, very right for us at the beginning of the game. We are going to lose our Humpty Dumpty, and we are going to be denied our For Glory, but honestly, that is a price I am willing to pay. We can take the Lonely Prince here to make our 5-5 into a 10-10, and there's a few things that you are thinking about when you are King Midas. The first thing that you are thinking about is trees, and the second thing that you are thinking about is royals. But there's another thing that I think you might want to think about a little bit, and that's slays. And when we can pick up an upgraded Shadow Assassin here, I think that that is quite good. We can also buy the Good Witch and the Spinning Gold, and that winds up being pretty nice on our econ for the next turn. Good Witch in the Shadow Assassin slot will move Kitty Cutpurse to the front, so I really like locking this shop. Plus, we want to tick down our Cinderella anyways, but basically, what I'm thinking here is if we can start to grow this Shadow Assassin with the Kitty Cutpurse, or otherwise probably want to pick up like a Chupacabra or some Vampires or something, start to grow the Shadow Assassin and start to grow this Happy Little Tree, then we've got the makings of a really good Shoulder Fairy comp down the line. I'm already thinking about what we're going to be playing 10 turns from now, and that's kind of how you have to play Midas. You do have to treat those early turns with regards to the fact that you are going to be looking for Prince Arthurs and Heartwood Elders. That's just how you got to play it. So unfortunately, we are going to take a little bit of damage here, but we get to triple the Shadow Assassin, like I said, and then we'll take the spinning gold and we will just roll. We were able to slay with the Kitty Cut Purse, so we can get away with a little bit more here. And now I've got to decide, do I want to get in the another Shadow Assassin, or do I want to pick up this Creeper? And Creeper is quite good for us right now because it will be able to grow the Happy Little Tree so that it starts to look like a real unit. A 319 is not really too much of a real unit, so grabbing this Creeper to start to throw some attack onto it as well will definitely be good for us. And I won't get ahead of myself. Let's see if we can win this combat. We failed to slay with Kitty Cut Purse, which is a pretty big denial of a bunch of stats, but we are still growing this Happy Little Tree. We're getting some nice additional stats on that as my opponent is going to fail to take it down for just a little bit here. Then the Shadow Assassin is going to start to attack these sheep, and that should be enough to win the combat. Nice, it is. And take out Geppetto. So we've got Spinning Gold on 4.0. That is quite good as well. Like I said, a lot of things do go quite right for us this game. Don't really love True Love's Kiss on Midas. It's kind of a waste of gold, and your gold is so important when you are playing King Midas. I think that is definitely one of the tricks to King Midas. If they want to buff it to like actually a respectable power level, they'll give you a gold every time you fail to create a treasure. Riverwash Mermaid's kind of interesting on this board. I'm just thinking like, okay, it kind of grows the Happy Little Tree, and then it also kind of grows the Shadow Assassin at the same time. Sorry, just found something in my mouth. So I like picking up Riverwash Mermaid here. It's a little bit weird, but hey, we're making Slay Midas work. This could definitely work. And I go for the free roll, and then one of my treasure choices is Bounty Board. After I just bought a Riverwash Mermaid. We definitely at least want to consider the Monster Manual. It does pump up the Shadow Assassin and the Monster Book, but Bounty Board is really going to help us because it's going to give us that much needed gold that I was just talking about. And King Midas loves gold, but it's very hard for King Midas to actually generate some gold. So this is going to be very, very helpful for Midas here. And the Happy Little Tree just barely not going to be able to slay. The Kitty Cut Purse won't slay either, but I think we still got one slay off of our Frog Prince. And then the Monster Book is also going to help us a little bit too by casting a Falling Stars with the Creeper to give us some extra stats on the backline. Yeah, we did get a slay with the Frog Prince. So we've got 10 gold this turn, and the goal here is still to find some Heartwood Elders or potentially some Arthurs. But there's a lot of different ways to play this. And now I'm thinking like, well, do I want to pick up a Grimsoul? Because then Grimsoul could trigger and start to grow the Shadow Assassin. And when you've got a Shadow Assassin that is growing itself, that is obviously pretty incredible in terms of just adding more stats to the board. But I am going to decline that and try to pick up Heartwood Elder. We do actually have 2 trees right now, so there is definitely a market for Heartwood Elder on this board. And then I find a Lightning Dragon, and a Lightning Dragon is also quite good on this board because it is going to immediately be able to slay at the start of combat. So Lightning Dragon, Riverwash Mermaid, when you have a bounty board, is always pretty good. It's a little bit awkward on Midas because we cannot pick up Double Dragon. The second dragon that we pick up will wind up combining with our first one, but we could pick up Triple Dragon potentially down the line and allow that to work out. But basically this Lightning Dragon is going to, 1, be really powerful, but 2, very quickly replace itself. One other thing that the Lightning Dragon Riverwash Mermaid comp allows you to do is run Riverwash Mermaid in slot 6, which allows you to run your Shadow Assassin in slot 5. So ultimately, that is going to be pretty good for us. We are going to get 1 slay off of that, but we will still need to rely on this Shadow Assassin and this Happy Little Tree to carry us for the rest of the fight. And the Happy Little Tree is going to get a bunch more stats before trading with this Arthur, and we got to feel pretty good about that. We only got 1 extra gold this combat, up to 11 this turn, but I'm feeling pretty good. And We get to play a Heartwood Elder right now, so we're going to be moving around our board a little bit to accommodate that. Let's sell the Cinderella. We'll bench the book for now, and then we'll see if we can't find another Heartwood Elder, because that will add a ton more stats to the board quite quickly. Probably still want to play this creeper, and especially if we can upgrade it, it seems quite good. So I will pick up the creeper here now, and then I think I'll wind up Beauty's influencing it. So I just wanted to see like what else would I wind up be selling. But let's cast Beauty's influence on the creeper. That'll just give it a little bit more staying power, and we're up against the Cursed King yet again. So feeling pretty good. The combat starts off with the Lightning Dragon attacking, and then the Frog Prince attacks, which could also potentially slay. So all of this is looking quite good. But there is also, like, there's potentially better ways to grow the Lightning Dragon more, or I'm sorry, not to grow the Lightning Dragon, to grow the Happy Little Tree more if we position our board like this. So this means the Frog Princess doesn't slay, or the Frog Prince, rather, doesn't slay, but the Happy Little Tree now can slay, and we can just get a bunch more stats there, which that's going to just matter a whole bunch more. So my opponent's Chupacabra is going to fail to slay, and then our Happy Little Tree is going to connect in there. And so now we're looking at +2 gold for this turn, and I do believe we will still be able to take out this Cursed King and get a kill even on them. So there we go, looking pretty strong. We'll have 14 gold this turn, and let's keep the gold rolling. You'll notice I didn't pick up the Nutcracker earlier. I just didn't really want to greed for the treasures in any capacity. That's always a tricky part on Midas. Do you want to go for any of the questing units, try to get some treasures? I do think it's potentially good here, but I am going to decline. I do go for some XP, and that's also because Jormungand is really good on this current board. Plus, we could also find some other trees up on the top of the curve. So after we grab some XP, we'll roll. We do find a Shoulder Fairies, which is quite good, and does mean I think that I'm going to be selling the Frog Prince, because I'd rather hang on to this Golden Chicken just from an economic perspective. I do think this is the... Oh no, okay, I do move things around a little bit. Oh yeah, that's just slightly better. Just put the Lightning Dragon in front there so that the Lightning Dragon will be attacking twice should it need to. And it's just going to trade with a Spellweaver. And then the Shoulder Fairies gets in and also gets itself a Slay. Our Creeper is now looking pretty big, up to 13 attack. And honestly, we're just looking big in general. We take down this Hat Ball Pants before they are able to get to too ridiculous of numbers, and now I'm just looking for Shoulder Fairies. At this point, I could have potentially seen myself going into trees, but if we're going to get all of these Shoulder Fairies, then we'll do that instead. Lightning Dragon is probably worth picking up, but we could also just roll for Baba Yaga. Like, it doesn't really increase the power of our board that much, just gives the Lightning Dragon +10/+1, but it's probably fine. I'll pick up a Golden Chicken to end the turn as we then get to stockpile some gold. Going into level 6, we'll have the 2 gold from Slays and then 6 gold from Chickens. So we'll have a bunch of gold to... Oh, actually, we'll even get more Slays than that. The Dragon slays twice. So fair enough, it was definitely worth those additional stats on the Lightning Dragon, because it was then able to just get in for a bunch more. And we're looking pretty strong. It's also interesting, like, it's about to be 6.0, and this lobby is mostly about to be dead. So that is pretty interesting. This was a pretty fast-paced game, but things are definitely going well for us here as we take out our 3rd player in 3 successive turns. And we're 35 health Midas as well, so pretty insane. We'll pick up the Riverwash Mermaid. That's totally fine. It's just a little bit more passive scaling stats. I don't think it's like anything huge, but still pretty good. And then I'm going to pick up some more Shoulder Fairies. I think that there are definitely some different ways that this comp could go. like I was bringing up, we could try to make Baba Yaga work in on this, and I think we will make Baba Yaga work in here now. We could have also tried to get some trees action. Robin Wood is not the trees action that you're looking for to start things off, though. And I think we probably have, like I said, like this game is looking kind of close to over. Our opponents are pretty weak. So I think we can get away with a lot here just by grabbing this Baba Yaga. We can get a lot more stats onto the Shadow Assassin, which is just going to be a lot more stats in general. And then we also do want to still try to grow the Happy Little Tree as much as we can, but this maximizes the potential stats on both Happy Little Tree and the Shadow Assassin at the same time, while still also keeping the Shadow Assassin in position 5 so that it can potentially do some nice things there. And this Jax Giant is up on dwarves, but we're looking pretty strong, and the Happy Little Tree is indeed going to be able to slay, and got to be feeling pretty good about this. I think I was just about to say this, but 35 health. We would be at 40 health now with the new Midas, as they gave it 5 additional starting health, but obviously I'm feeling quite comfy here. So I'll go for a... Oh, I totally forget the name of that spell now. Stone Skin? Yeah, I think that's right. We'll go for a Stone Skin on Happy Little Tree because that also pumps up the Shoulder Fairies. Then at this point, I think I'm just looking for more Shoulder Fairies. Grimsoul still definitely has potential if we are going to consider Jormungand angles, but I'm not even sure that we need Jormungand angles right now. We kind of are just interested in playing a bunch more Shoulder Fairies, and I think that's okay. There would be Dragon number 3, considering that slightly, just because, again, it would be good with Jormungand, but at some point, like, we have too many other good units that we can't really make that work. However, Doom Breath I think we could make work. So this is a little bit awkward here, and I'm going to have to sell my entire bench to pick up this Doom Breath. But Doom Breath is really, really good if you can put some additional stats onto it, and I think we can make some good things happen. Last second, I'm going to switch the Lightning Dragon and the Doom Breath. That is just better positioning to try to actually give the Doom Breath enough stats so that it can slay. But if this Doom Breath can start slaying, then all of a sudden we're looking pretty decent. Lightning Dragon is going to barely not be able to clear the Arthur, but then Doom Breath can clean it up, and Doom Breath gets its first little bonus stats here. And hopefully that can do well for us in the rest of these combats. That's going to also help to grow the Shadow Assassin because we're just getting more additional slays there. And I'll throw some more stats on Doom Breath just to try to make it happen. Don't forget, more slays also means more cash, so it does kind of pay for itself. This one's kind of tricky to come up with, though. Baba Yaga is obviously more slays and more stats, but I think I just want the temporary stats for right now. Or I'm sorry, not the temporary stats, the immediate stats. And Celestial Tiger is going to be plus... Why am I saying Celestial Tiger? Playing it up against Celestial Tiger. Buying the Doom Breath is going to be plus 10 attack. Buying the Hugify is also going to be plus 10 attack on the Doom Breath. And I think I just got to get as many stats onto this Doom Breath as quickly as possible. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to worry about this Baba Yaga. I think that eventually we probably wind up cutting both the Baba Yaga and the Riverwash Mermaid and probably this Lightning Dragon if we can find some more Shoulder Fairies. We're definitely on the Shoulder Fairies path at the moment. But this is looking pretty good. Doom Breath is now already our highest attack evil unit. Our Shadow Assassin never got super big because we were really only doing like one slay per turn. Mostly because we could only play one Lightning Dragon. But Lightning Dragon gets in there and our Doom Breath is going to get Medusa'd. So that is pretty unfortunate. But our Lightning Dragon is still going to clear out my opponent's back line. So all we have to deal with is this 100 attack Spellweaver, which is, I mean, certainly quite big. Medusa's going to take out our shoulder fairies, and then we are going to take out Medusa, but Shadow Assassin gets to take out the Spellweaver and the Celestial Tiger in the process. So not too bad there. We do walk away with 2 bonus gold as well, and now we're in the finals. And I feel like I just beat this Sadrak pretty comfortably, so I'm not feeling too bad here. I will put the additional stats Potion of Heroism on the Doom Breath. Could go for the Baba Yaga, but I think at this point I just want Shoulder Fairies. Like, I have the Shoulder Fairies on the bench that I think I want to play. This should be the final match, and I think I should get just another Shoulder Fairies in here. Could play Medusa, could play Cupid. Both of those are definitely worth considering. Probably should have just picked both of those up. I'm going to go for Pigomorph, though, because that one is decent. And then just considering how to get this Shoulder Fairies in, and I don't know. Like, the thing is, we're also at 35, so we do have a little bit of a cushion here. Maybe if we lose, we'll still be okay. Because my opponent is a Prince Arthur comp. That was the one thing I was going to say. So their Court Wizard isn't going to grow. We've got a pretty decent shot to take out their Court Wizard, but everything else on their team is going to be bigger than the last time we saw them. So the Doom Breath might not be that big, but let's take a look. It's still a Romeo in the back line, and we Pigo their Romeo, which also equates to Pigoing their Juliet. Then Lightning Dragon gets to take out their Court Wizard and a little bit of Deja Vu as we then attack into their Arthur, but then the Doom Breath is going to trade with the Lancelot, and now we just have a big Shoulder Fairies against a Pigo, and we are going to win this and kill the Sadrak. So there we go. If we take a look at the combat by the numbers here on the tracker, we were actually more likely to lose that one, but you know what? I'll take it. There is my first win with King Midas. It was a little bit weird. The bounty board definitely helped, giving us probably 20 gold throughout the course of the game. Gave us 2 gold on a lot of turns there. We never did anything super powerful, but we were strong the entire time, and we were able to bully a lot of the members of the lobby. We got 3 kills in 3 successive turns at one point, and just made the lobby a whole lot faster. And I think that was partially the original envisionment of Midas, that it would be able to beat up on the lobby with upgraded characters and thus maybe get some more kills. But we were able to put some nice things together here and play some nice scaling shenanigans. So that is going to be it for me today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to hit that follow button or hit that subscribe button if you want to see some more sweet Storybook Brawl content in the future. 2 new Storybook Brawl videos every day. That's going to be it for me, guys, for this one. Thank you very much for watching. I'm NoLucksGiven. Peace.